All right, guys, welcome into Above Ground World News Live. We are reporting from FEMA Region 7. Hope everybody is doing okay on this Monday. Tons of news to get into. I mean, just tons. So we're going to jump right into this. We're going to start out over here on the West Coast. Now, there's talk of all the dams, the Oroville Dam not being able to handle what's coming. Now, I haven't checked the flood stage heights and all that, but what I can tell you is what's coming. We're looking at the next 16 days of moisture, and we're looking at roughly another 14 to 16 inches of rain to add to the totals. So I don't know how much this dam can handle. Haven't really researched into that. I know Never Lose Truth did a video. I'll put the link in the description. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure she did her diligence on finding out what's going on out there. So big time heads up over here in California. We got more California news too. But first I want to take you right here. We're looking at the worldview map, and what we're looking at the cloud layers. And when we see these long skinny lines right here, the yellow lines inside the orange, these are called ship tracks. This is bunker fuel. We're here on the 9th. We go up to the 10th. We can see there was some all the way up off the coast of Washington, and there was a huge ship operation out here on the 10th. We go to the 11th. They're right here off the coast of Oregon and Washington. Go up to the 12th, and they were just kind of sporadic down to the southern part. Now we get up to today, they're gone. But we can also see all the aerosols being deployed. See, they are setting up these systems. You can see these long, skinny white lines. Them are not water vapor like they tell you. This is geoengineering. This is stratospheric aerosol stratospheric injection, ice nucleation, depending on what they're trying to prove. And then these ship tracks, I got a little clip for you here of what they're doing out here with the ships. They're making man-made clouds. Check this out.
The Navy Warfare Development Command tested a new anti-ship missile defense system June 21st through 25th. Pandora Fog consists of shipboard radar-absorbing carbon fiber clouds tested under a variety of at-sea conditions using assets from the U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force. These man-made clouds are part of a layered defense and are capable of preventing a missile from detecting.
That's right, man-made clouds. There you go. That's what these ships are doing. Now, what we have with these white lines, these are aerosols that are being deployed. Sometimes it's actual sprayers on the plane. Sometimes it's the doped up jet fuel. We just had NASA and DMI admit that they're doping up the jet fuel. Let's check out that clip, and then we're going to jump into all the other crazy news.
So you just mentioned contrails. So how do the contrails affect or have an impact on the climate?
Right. Well, contrails have a huge impact on climate. And so, in fact, some of the recent modeling work that has come out of DLR suggests that contrails today, just the ones that we're able to see up in the sky, maybe today, this week, this month, have a larger impact on Earth's climate than all of the carbon dioxide emitted by aircraft since the first powered airplane flight. So that's a huge effect. And so even as CO2 accumulates, greenhouse gases accumulate in the atmosphere, the impact of these contrails trapping heat and reflecting sunlight back into space is having a huge effect on the Earth's energy balance. And so
that's right, ladies and gentlemen, they're dumping more particles this week than all of the aviation since the very first plane. That's why our skies are so toxic. That's why we're all have a chest infection. That's why we're all sick. All right, so there you go. There's just a couple of clips of them admitting that they're controlling the climate. They're trapping the heat in. They're bouncing the sun rays out. But yet you never hear any of these guys, especially like this dumb guy right here, this Bill Nye. He's no scientist, but somehow he's supposed to be some climate change professional. Well, now he's saying, hey, it's time to grow the F up. Anyway, this guy can kiss my ASS. Anyway, so let's get into this California news here. California may go dark this summer and most aren't ready. So, you know, we covered the Paradise fires. We covered all the satellite meteorology that showed that this was not no normal fire. And, you know, we got our theories on how it started and all that stuff. But even back then, we knew that the power companies were going to end up making the people pay for this. And now it's even getting worse. So there's a plan by the biggest utility to cut the power on high wind days during onrushing wildfire season. Could plunge millions of residents into the darkness. Now they say this could go down for weeks at a time, ladies and gentlemen. The PG&E court comes after the bankrupt utility said a transmission line that snapped in a windy weather probably started last year's campfire. My ass. You know, probably, might, may. Whenever they use words like that, there's actually a word that explains it, and that's that they're lying. While the plan may end up one problem, it creates another as California seek ways to deal with what some fear could be days and days of blackouts. So not only in the scorching heat, not only are they going to raise your bill to where you can't even afford it, they're also going to cut you off. That's the bad thing about these power companies. Have way too much power. We need to take the power back somehow. You know, just like these out here where I live out in the sticks, man, they charge more for electricity. Like my electricity is higher than any rent I've ever paid or house payment or anything. I mean, it's ridiculous what they charge, and you can't do a damn thing about it. You can't go shopping around for the power. They have total control. It's a monopoly. So also, over here where all the fires took place, they're saying that endangered frogs are delaying the cleanup in cities ravaged by the wildfires. Are you kidding me? How'd the frogs live through the fires? So this was back on February 8th. The excavator loads debris onto a truck, clearing the property burned by the campfire in Paradise. Fears of harming an endangered frog species have forced crews to delay cleaning debris from about 800 properties in Paradise. Well, I got another theory on this. I think they needed more time to flood the place out to hide the evidence. So that's just my theory on that. And why that's going on over on the West Coast. Let me shut some of these down. Hopefully the audio's a little better tonight. Over here in Gambia, we have millions of dead fish wash up on Paradise Beach. There it is again, the paradise. Paradise is lost. Paradise is gone. A coastal village in the Gambia has been struck by another environmental disaster as millions of fish wash up on Paradise Beach. Local environments shot this footage the 9th of May. Hold on, I got a cough. All right, stupid Ken Long is what we got, but I am getting better, so let's get into this a little farther. 3 fish meal factories are processing absurd amounts of fish on a daily basis. The Chinese are offering local fishermen better prices for their fish than the local markets. As a result of this, the prices on local markets are skyrocketing. Let's get into why is this happening. So the fish meal, the factories produce large amounts of wastewater, kind of like fracking. This wastewater is highly laden with arsenic acid. So the same thing happened last year in Sighing. So they were dumping the fish they didn't want back in the ocean, creating an environmental disaster. So the dangerous levels of the potent carcinogen being pumped into on an industrial scale on a daily basis. Too dangerous to continue, has to stop immediately. So anyway, we got a mega problems going out here, but you think they care? No, it's about the money. It's always about the money. The money is their power. And while this is going on, we got Ireland declares climate emergency. They say it's the greatest challenge of mankind is facing. How about the climate engineering? We show on a nightly basis who the companies are, where they're working their projects, and all the lies. But you can't have a climate emergency unless you have a weather warfare emergency. I mean, we're talking about the air we breathe. How about this? The flu outbreak kills 17 people in South Australia as nursing homes go into a lockdown. The death toll from the influenza breaks out in South Australia has risen in 17, including 13 residents of aged care homes. They're calling it unprecedented. Flu season continues to wreak havoc across the state. 53 outbreaks in nursing homes alone. So they've had 18 facilities have been in lockdown. So pray for the people out here, because we know this is manufactured just like all of it. That's because we have viruses raining down from Earth's atmosphere, says scientists. Scientists say billions of viruses per square meter are being swept into the atmosphere before raining down on Earth. The viruses are transported up on the back of the organic particles suspended in air and gas and then down upon the ground. This could explain how genetically identical viruses can be found enormous distances apart. You know, this is just another thing. They can spray us from the planes with these same viruses. How about they get sucked up in the intake of the plane and then get stuck up in there, and then they fly around a little farther and then they get released. So we also have this chemtrail cough is sweeping the nation. Death by respiratory disease has skyrocketed. Have you noticed that everyone around you is congested and coughing? So they're calling this a new syndrome, chemtrail cough. I know I got it. My wife's had it. We had it for like a month and we got rid of it. We got it again. We're finally starting to get rid of it. Like the detox doesn't even hardly work. So I'll leave all these links in the description. So some of their things they want to do to try to combat not the climate change, the climate control. Now look, ladies and gentlemen, they have the thermostat. They are the ones responsible, not us. So they want to put air conditioning on top of every rooftop. They're calling it a carbon neutral synthetic oil well on every rooftop. So this story kind of reminds me of how they want to pump fracking water down into a super volcano to cool the lava down. It just won't work. It's not going to work till they stop the engineering programs. Here we go. More news. Heavy rains, floods send 9-foot alligator into Arkansas farmland. How about that? You know, you usually think about washed out roads, underwater homes, but now we have, you know, alligators being, you know, swept up the Missouri River 90 miles and then offloaded in some guy's farm. I mean, this is I don't even know what to call it, but this is a disaster of a biblical kind. And then you got guys like this out there. 3 men jailed for sex with a cow, a goat, 9 horses, and an unknown number of dogs. What is wrong with these people? We'll even put their name out there. How about Matthew Brubaker, 31, Terry Wallace, 41, Mark Mezenkoff, 34. They were all sentenced to 20 to 41 years in prison on Monday after regularly abusing at least 12 animals for years. You know, is this some kind of mind control program? What is going on with these people? You know, we just reported last week of a cop that was molesting the police dog. So this is just madness, man. Then you got this going on. The oil tankers targeted in sabotage attack off the United Arab Emirates coast, Saudi Arabia says. Now, to me, we always know that the war machine is always going to be turning. And we know that Iran is one of the targets that they've always been wanting to take out. They're trying to find the reason. But the interesting thing about this is going to be in the same area that the weather generators company is going to be turning the weather generators off, and the company, the global trading company, is going to be there coming up on May 20th to June 20th. So we're going to be watching the skies to see them modify the weather, or are they starting a war to stop them from doing it? It's hard to tell right now, but we'll keep our eyes on this and see how it goes. Here, let me get a drink. All right, we've had a huge dust storm blankets Mildura, turning daylight to midnight in minutes. Let's check this out, man. It's a YouTube. I can't play that one. I'll get busted on that one. But I'll have the links in the description. So this is another deal down in Australia. I mean, they're getting hit just like the West Coast is. I mean, they're getting it from every direction. You have all these millionaires building bunkers down there in New Zealand. And it seems like they're trying to clear out some property so these millionaires can come in and build their underground bunkers. You got millionaires leaving their countries all over the place. So we do have the cyclone warning issued for far north Queensland. They're saying this is going to be a Category 1. Everything I've looked at shows it's not even going to really turn into a Category 1. But we'll see. We'll be watching this thing. They're calling it Cyclone Ann. Is now expected to cross the far north Queensland coast as a Category 1. They've already been hit in that same area like 4 times. They had 2 cyclones hit right after each other, and one did like a U-turn and went right back the same way it come. All right, let me get out of some of this stuff, and let me go ahead and bring up the full map of the moisture. Hope everybody out there is doing good. Thanks everybody out there that sends us stuff to the PO and the PayPals and the super chats and all that. That definitely helps keep this operation going. So here we are looking at the next 16 days of moisture. You can see that they're letting up just a little bit in Texas, but not much. You see the Midwest, they're targeting the heart of the country. You got a lot of heavy rain that's going to be up here in Wisconsin, Minnesota, right over the Great Lakes. And what kind of astonishes me on this map is you're not getting lake effect flooding on the other side. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Idaho, Wyoming, Oregon, Washington, and then California is a big winner this month, or at least for the next 16 days. Let's check the Canadian model, see where it shows. Pretty much same thing. It's not showing as much. We're still looking at super heavy moisture, whether it's snow or rain. Here, we can put it on that. I guess it already is. Let me get back to the GFS model. So yeah, it's West Coast is now the target. Now we know why we're seeing all the ship tracks out there. It's because they were seeding the sky. Cloud seeding operations have been going on for weeks. And then we can see the aerosols today being heavily deployed in 2 phases. First, you had the first phase, then the second phase, and then you got even more coming in. I mean, they were seeding way out here in the Pacific. They must have had to refuel the bunker fuel ships, so they went super hot and heavy with the aerosols via the aircraft. And we'll take it, let me get this on the full view for here in a little bit. We'll just go ahead and go there, and then I'll pause it, and we'll jump on over to some other stuff here. Let me get that off. There we go. Now I can see what we're doing. All right, let's take a quick look at the worldview map and see what kind of stuff we can find out over here. So they definitely have a new operation going on around the Aleutian Islands, and there off the coast of BC. Tons of aerosols. I thought I had this loaded better. I'm trying to find what layer I was on when I had it loaded. And like we could still see all the aerosols on the front side of this coming out of BC. Heavy spraying over Washington. If you zoom in, you can really see these guys laying the X's. Let's try to get this to load pretty good tonight if we can. I know YouTube and Facebook does not have very clear live footage until it the video processes, but if you watch this over on DLIVE, man, it's just like what I'm looking at. Don't know how they do it over there, but it definitely looks good. So yeah, you can definitely see how this progressed. So heavy aerosols right there all over Washington. That's why these clouds are a different color. That's why they're kind of fuzzy looking. And when you zoom in, you can see all the lines, the crisscross patterns. These are a weather engineering program all over Washington. Mega spray job. Then you come on down, it's going right on down through Oregon into Northern California, right over the Chico area, down into Santa Rosa. San Jose is getting waxed right now. See if we can get that to clear up a little bit. We'll check out a couple of the layers. So they hit them quick. Look at that. It was a clear day, if that'll load for us. Wow, it's just not wanting to load too good. But yeah, we can definitely see the heavy aerosols being deployed all the way at Santa Cruz. See, they're getting ready. They're getting ready for this flood that's coming in, and hopefully the dams can take it. Like I said, I haven't got to research into that dam. I mean, I can check the water levels, but I'd have to do some deep research into the dam and all that stuff. I know it's a piece of crap dam. I know they had to patch it up, and it's not a very good patch job. So Wyoming, you got aerosols right over the border into Montana, right into South Dakota. Look at these heavy aerosols in North Dakota going all the way up into Canada. Clear skies. Nebraska, you actually have the real white puffy clouds right here in Nebraska, parts of Kansas, some parts of Oklahoma. These are like the only real clouds on the map. Everything else is man-made. Anything other than these are probably not real clouds. They're probably man-made clouds. Look, here's Missouri. We actually have the white puffy clouds that we see over in Israel like every day. And I don't have nothing against Israel, the people, but they have like the best weather on the planet, and there's a reason for that. Arkansas is looking clear. Look at Louisiana, Mississippi, natural white clouds. Alabama, same thing. Tennessee, Kentucky. So we're getting our 2-day break before the bombardment takes place. Now we got some funky stuff going on right here in the southwest part of Texas, which I'm sure we'll spot some stuff going on there in the other models. We got some aerosols being deployed off the coast. And I guarantee when we get up here, there's still spraying up here in Canada. Let me back this out. Try to let that clear up. We could have a spraying operation there off the coast of Venezuela. I'll come back to that. But where we do have a spraying operation, down here south of Chile, they got something going on. They got some weather warfare going on down here in Argentina and Chile. If I can get it to load. Yeah, here we go. Check out the X's. Look at the color of this crap. So you got crisscross patterns. This looks like bunker fuel out here. I mean, they're dropping some nasty stuff. It almost looks like a smoke curtain. So heavy aerosols being deployed over Los Angeles, Chile. Argentina, you got aerosols coming in from off the ocean. I mean, these things are not real. These are fake clouds. These are real clouds, but these are fake. These are man-made. These are real. These are real. It's pretty easy to spot the difference when you look at these all the time. All right, let's go ahead and now we're really going to be watching over the Sea of Iran, and we're going to be watching these weather generators going on. And we showed the company the other night, the weather generator company that has been using these antenna arrays for the last 7 years to generate the rain. They're all proud of the flooding. All the links are in the description for that. I haven't put these show links in there yet, but because they keep messing with me when I put them in there. Let me see if I can find. I'm gonna show you that link again. Copy. Let's put this in the browser and show you what they're proud of, man. Now, the other company that's going to be taking over May 20th, man, they got a little bit more powerful stuff that we're going to be watching. So they've been using weather generators since 1995 over here in the Middle East. And what they say is, we don't create clouds, we enhance them. And they always got to have the Allah in here. The message of Allah. The hour will not begin until the land of the Arabs once again becomes meadows and rivers. So they're trying to create, they're going to turn the desert into green land. That's, you know, full of vegetation. That's, you know, when you look at this, and then you look at all the immigration stuff and the all that stuff, when you put this all together, you know who they're trying to push, the one world religion. So enhancing rain, cleaning the air pollution, destroying sandstorms and fog. Well, they just had a big sandstorm down in Australia. We know David Miles down there, he could have stopped it. And they never use this for good. Let me close that out. So they actually have some new stuff up here. So for climate change in arid regions of Africa and Asia, it is necessary to install generators in different countries of the world. And here's that article where the generator will be shut off on the, what is it? The generator has been shut off. We decided to turn it off on the 17th of May. Yeah, I'll have to get into some of these newer articles that they've already put up here. And where's some of the pictures? Oh, they took the pictures down. Well, the pictures they were showing, maybe it was on this website, let me check it out, was just devastating flooding. Like the rain was coming up over the over the roads, mega floods, all them huge floods from Iran. And they were all proud of that because they think it's going to turn into green marshland and all that stuff. All right, where is them pictures? Yep, they're not on this side either. I don't know where them were. They took them down, I guess. Maybe they spotted me talking about them. But one thing about this, they said that they want people to watch what they're doing. Let me see if this is the let me find that article here. Let's just click this article, see what it says while we're here. Okay, the generator's been shut off. So they decided to turn it off on the 17th of May. So they decided to take advantage of the situation and present these upcoming rains and his work of enhancing rain in the UAE territory between May 20th, June 20th. We will break his plans. Today is May 13th. We had mentioned in our video reports that we would switch it off on the 17th, but the date has been changed to the 13th. So they shut it off today. So the weather generator in Iran has been shut off today. It means that we start to destroy the rain corridors. Weather forecast, which is officially published on the internet as a rare situation in mind of this month of May 2019. So there you go, man. They turned the weather, their actual weather generator off, and now this other company is going to be taking over today. And it says they're going to destroy the rain corridors. They're going to destroy the forecasts, the officially published on the internet ones. Here's their target, Abu Dhabi. So, yeah. You know, it's pretty crazy. People think this is not going on. And you know who's taking control? Oh, maybe it's this company here that had the pictures. This is the company that's going to be taking control May 20th through June 20th. The the Climate Global Control Trading LLC technology uses only natural climatic processes. See, these people want to hijack the rivers of the sky and charge you by the barrel for it. There is a war going on. See, there's that logo. What they want to do. They want to turn the desert green. Mohammed launches UAE Water Aid Foundation. Yeah, they want to charge you, where I'm at here, work. Yeah, you can go back here and see all the things they've already done. Like they created a cyclone and all kinds of crazy stuff, man. This stuff is going on worldwide. You know, we just happen to stumble, you know, into some of these things. Otherwise, we'd never know about it. Our country, the United States, Australia, they don't admit to any of this stuff. Canada, they keep it hid from us. We have to dig and dig and dig to find this stuff. So they say they are the only company in the world that can perform the following task on large areas. Rise of groundwater level. Isn't that what they're doing in California and the Midwest? Elimination of factors generating dust storms. Changing the average levels of precipitation in any given area. And that's what's going on here in America. Changing maximum and average temperature in any given territory. They have the thermostat control. They can also do reduction of groundwater salinity, the creation and filling of fresh water reservoirs. There's that panda symbol. So see the description of the technology. So they want to command the hurricanes. So they're saying in 10 to 20 years, many countries will become our regular customers. Okay, so I'm trying to get down here where they say what they're using. Our technology allows you to create, distribute low energy electrostatic and electromagnetic fields controlled and realize that the transfer of air masses in a region, the average area of region, the impact of which is guaranteed by our experts, is 10,000 square kilometers. We should measure all these rainstorms that are hitting the United States. Wonder if they're that big. So anyway, we'll get into all this again some other time. Let's go ahead and finish looking at these maps. We need to check the mimic map. Here's our tropical storm Annie. Yeah, still not showing it turning into a category 1. Let's check the mimic. Now I think we're also getting hit with some solar activity, which I haven't looked at yet, but I know we did have an earth facing something hitting us, but I guess we won't even get into that tonight because I'm not ready for it. So anyway, we're going to be taking a look at this. We got to watch this because this is where we're going to see them engineering the storms. Oh, we also never did finish on the worldview map. Man, I jump around so much. Look at that. They're directing it right into the west coast. It should be going up to the Aleutian Islands. Look, it's being blockaded. It's being steered right in to the west coast. You know, all these waves should be kind of doing roughly the same kind of, you know, wave actions. But you got some that are, you know, not doing what they're supposed to, turning into skinny little stationary lines. You got things being bent around, steered. Little anomaly up there in the north comes flying out of nowhere. What is that thing? So we have some kind of anomaly up here. Let's see if that's on the North American thing. Well, I guess it wouldn't be up there, but it might pick up. We'll see. All right, so all the ships were out here. We have all the aerosols being deployed. We have a blast over here by some kind of electromagnetic frequencies. See that little triangle? That's not a stitching error. Then you also have the military radar right there going hot. So look, the atmospheric river was just spinning. And then all of a sudden it starts getting pulled. What made that pull that way? I can see it spinning, but then all of a sudden it shifts. So we're definitely, and then we see where the military radars are shooting out all the frequencies. Look, it's just heating up little spots down in the Bajas right where they're spraying. And then where'd this come from? It just pops up out of nowhere. Look at that. It just popped up out of nowhere. We got a lot of strange things going on with this mimic map. Let's go ahead and finish with the worldview and look at the weather down here. It's perfectly clear. There's not even fair weather clouds out here. This is completely clear. Not a cloud in sight. Look at Portugal and Spain, all clear. This is probably the clearest I've ever seen France. Ireland looks clear. Netherlands is clear. They always get bombarded. Germany's clear. So what? Did the whole, planet all of a sudden lose all the water vapor? No. They're refueling. There's some sprays going on out here. Look at this, 3 by 3 by 3. Let's let that load, because there they are. So it's like anybody only gets a day or two before you get bombarded with this stuff. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planes in a row turning off and on. Then you got a crisscross pattern. Here's the other ones over here. So you got mega spraying going on all the way up. Getting ready. It's over the north part of Ireland. Otherwise, the whole southern part's completely clear. You have aerosols being deployed off the west coast of the UK. So if you are clear right now, don't worry. They're going to wipe your sky out by morning. We may have some ship tracks up here. Well, let me check the layer here. Nope. All right, they kind of look like them, just a little fuzzy. It's not loading all the way. They're doing all kinds of weather experiments. They've, made it snow in the desert. The technology's there. They use it all the time. Most people are listening to the mainstream sock puppet lion weathermen who are just full of crap, man. They are. They don't know nothing. They know a couple of big words, and that's about it. They read their little script. So you got a little manipulation there going on in the Sea of Japan. Looks like you got a land cyclone up here. Aerosols being deployed in Russia, China. That looks like some kind of land cyclone or something. Let's go down and check our friends down here in the outback. There's got a little bit of an eye wall there. And we have aerosols. We have aerosols off the coast of Sydney. We got some fires going on down here. These are aerosols too. I bet if I click the layer, we're going to see aerosols. Let me get the... Oh, we got electromagnetic frequency clouds. So, I think there is a weather experiment going on down here. Right there. These look just like the clouds that we were getting when David Miles put the fires out in Tasmania. What is this going on here in Tasmania? Wow, what is that? Definitely aerosols in the backside of this. Yeah, when we start seeing these freakazoid clouds, we know somebody is doing something they shouldn't be doing. These are in no way natural cloud formations. And look at that, we're seeing all these electromagnetic clouds along with the aerosols. We got mega aerosols. So, yeah, things are going on down here in the outback. Let's check the New Zealand. This thing just is not loading very good, but they're looking pretty clear. Not seeing nothing sticking out. Papua New Guinea's got a lot of storms going on here, and you got this tropical storm headed your way. And I can't find Guam again. It's like Guam disappears out here. All right, okay. I think we're done with this map for now. We need to go check the Earth. No, we haven't checked that. Hey, thanks out there, Cody. Bamboo, Christy, Troy, much love out there. All right, so let's kind of see what's going on with the polar vortex winds first. Still got just a little bit. Boy, the thing is bent in a weird shape though. And then you got this right there where the aerosols are being manufactured there in the Sea of Japan. You got some polar vortex winds. Look at this. They are pulling a sliver of the polar vortex winds up to Australia. This is why they're getting the freaky winter weather. Let's check the temperatures down here. Hey, thanks there, Diane. So I'm not seeing any kind of rapid heating event, no kind of compression, but we are seeing a little bit all the way over the upper northwest, all the way up over into Russia. All right, let's go ahead and check the jet streams. What are they doing with the jet stream? Well, the jet stream somehow is way down here in the south. So where the aerosol's been deployed by the ships, it's like they're splitting apart the jet stream. Let me take this up a day. Let's see what it does. So they're going to develop a trough, and that's going to come through. So yeah, that's going to hit right into Southern California. Look at that wind up in the vortice layer. Okay, let me get it back on now. Let's go ahead and check the vortice layer. All right, let's go ahead and check the ocean. A lot of wave heights down there in the southern hemisphere. Everything else is looking normal. Let's see if we have an El Nino yet. Here's our sea surface temperatures. Nothing on here. Let's check the anomalies. Yeah, wow, look at it heating up here. So we got a lot of heat where it really shouldn't be, but still no El Nino at the equator. This is kind of worrisome. If we do not go into an El Nino, we're going to have a super bad hurricane season, and we can already see some of the heat building up over here with these heat anomalies. But yeah, it's really staying pretty damn cool right here at the equator. Let's go back to 2016 and compare it. That was the last El Nino year. See, totally different. Look, there wasn't much heat over here like we got now. There was quite a bit there off the East Coast. But look at all the heat that was coming off Hawaii. So yeah, you had big time heating, even though this was a really weak El Nino. But yeah, it doesn't look like anything right now. So they're not doing a very good job creating the El Nino. So we're going to take a quick look at the air qualities. California, toxic skies. East Coast, toxic. The whole United States is under a filth right now. Tons of fires going on in Mexico. Tons of fires. Look at India. They're almost cleared up. What is going on? I've never seen it that clear. Let's go back to last year just to see what it looked like last year at this time. Not bad, huh? So somehow they kind of wind it down at this time of the year. Let's go ahead and check the carbon dioxide. These are all at the surface, and it's actually definitely a lot better there off the East Coast. Look, we got some actual clean air kind of over the center of the country. To me, this is one of the scariest maps on the planet, because when you look at this, let's go back to 2016. Now, the darker the color, the cleaner the air. You know, we bring up our little graph here. You get up into the blues, like up here. That is carcinogen, nasty air. You got high amounts of carbon dioxide at the surface. I mean, look how dark the whole planet was. So this is 2016. Let's go back to, I don't know if it goes back to 2015 on this. Nope. So they just started showing this in 2016. Now let's take it back to now. Just keep that picture in mind. Let's go to now. Look at that. Look how light the colors are. There's hardly any dark. There's hardly any clean air left. Why? Because of all the aerosols, because of all the fires, because of all the volcanic activity. On top of the solar minimum, they're trying to create the ice age for sure. All right, look at that. Looks like we got some volcanic activity on top of the fires. It's actually pretty damn clear as far as the carcinogens, the 2.5s. All right, we'll check the auroras. Yeah, see, it's really picked up. So we definitely have some, let's go ahead and check the ram slider, see if we got any plasma going on up there. Probably need to pause this. All right, let's go ahead and check the northern hemisphere. This is the only live data feed of the poles. This is the only one I can find. Hope everybody's having a good Monday night. Thanks for sticking with us here. Trying to get through all these maps. We've got to document this stuff because this could be used in a court of law to stop these guys. So that thing's not loading very many frames, but oh yeah, we definitely have some plasma, but it's not loading it. It's just starting to go and it stops. I'll have to check this in the morning. Let's try the southern hemisphere. Oh wow, look at this. Look at this plasma lightning right over the pole. Then you can see different plasmas. So let's try to get this to play. Now when David Miles was down here steering the atmospheric river, he was creating big blobs of plasma up in the sky. And that's what we call this, the lightning. This is not the auroras, man. This is actual plasma lightning. So yeah, we're definitely getting something being shot out of the Antarctica up towards New Zealand, where all the billionaires are building their bunkers. So I can't wait to look at this in the morning after we get a few more frames loaded up on here. So yeah, definitely got some weird stuff going on in the poles. I wanted to check the that's not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to go over here and check the hurricane or the cyclone. Wow, that's weird. This is real-time feeds and it's not showing it as a cyclone. So here we have a full-fledged cyclonic looking storm. And here it's not even, it doesn't look anything like that. So who's lying? Which one of these maps are lying? By the forecast, this looks more accurate, but who knows? This is the Japan satellite. Yeah, we can't pick it up with the GOES 17. Wow, look, something flashed. Look at that. They're flashing the north. they're hiding something up there, or we're getting a disturbance. Let me go check the let me see if I can find this link that I need, or we'll just try space weather. We'll try that. Yeah, stream output looks pretty low, or yeah, it's in the red. Stupid YouTube. Huh, that's weird. So anyway, our earthquake warning 7 out of 5. Solar wind. So wow, look at this. The K indexes have gone up a few times between the 11th and the 12th. So we should be picking up again. Ooh, look at that blast we got hit by. Look at that direct hit. So we're supposed to be getting hit again. Oh yeah, we're showing some solar wind speed. See if we get any kind of burst off this thing. If it'll load. So maybe that was the last blast. I can't really tell on here because it's taking too long to load it. Because there's, wow, we have an actual sunspot. Now, if I can get my camcorder working tomorrow, I will double check to see if it's actually there. I can pick up that if it's there. So the solar minimum, normally we wouldn't have a sunspot, so we actually have a sunspot. Oh yeah, we got another one incoming. So that's the one that blasted us right there. And what is this little thing up here? There's an anomaly up in the top of that. I've never seen an anomaly like that up there. And then it was right there, unless that's just, I'll look at that a little closer. So we do have surface charging going on. So if you're in a, if you're flying high over Africa, man, you're getting hit with some mega radiation right now. And I'm just trying to get through this quick as I can here. Take a look at the Schumann. Here's the last 54 days of the wind speed. It's really, it went up pretty high there. Back on the 5th. Getting a few spikes. And the ionosphere is actually looking down a little bit. So it's at 50. Whoa, what's going on with the Schumann resonance? I don't know what that means right there. It's got to mean something. This is like the heartbeat of the earth. So we went through something. I need to learn a little more about this Schumann stuff. Yeah, see, we got a lot of spikes going up here between today, actually. So, yeah, I'm not sure how to read these, but definitely looks like a spike. All right, so we're pretty well done with that. We're done with that. And let's go ahead and hit the play button on this. So we're running out of time tonight, so we'll go over maybe like Wednesday we'll go over the whole weather map of the whole planet, you know, over on the tropical tidbits. So look at this, clear skies. You got a little bit of spraying right there in Kansas, a little bit over in Nebraska. Everybody else is pretty clear. It won't last long. California is getting completely smacked down right now with aerosols. Washington, Oregon, you're getting smacked down. Just some small spraying operations there. Oklahoma, real small ones. But yeah, California, you're getting waxed. You are the target. You're the target. Hopefully your dams can hold the amounts of moisture that's coming. And here we are. Let's look at it again. So over the next 16 days, let me crank it all the way up 16 days. Look at that. If you're anywhere near the Oroville Dam, heads up. So we'll have to really watch that during the week here and watch the levels as this rain comes in on the dams. So if anybody has any good links on this stuff, send them to agwnnews@gmail.com and I'll dig into it. All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and call this a show. Thanks for spending some time with us. Make sure you guys share this stuff out, thumbs up, and all that good stuff. Let's rise. We're going to jump into the exit screen here. We need to rise. We're running out of time. You got the war machine ticking. You got the weather warfare going crazy. Bio warfare is going on. It's all going on. Anyway, guys, much love out there. Let's hit the rise, and then we'll hit the fighting song after that.